Hello my loves. So I just deleted a video that I filmed for Sunday's video, which was so annoying, but I realised that I should probably refilm it anyway for another reason, so I just saw it as a blessing and I thought, what could I talk about instead? And I'm going to talk about concert etiquette because clearly fucking people don't understand shit. So yesterday I went to see Ray, which was incredible. She was so amazing, so talented, one of my favourite artists, my top artist on Spotify for over a year now. I love her to pieces. I was so excited for this gig, and then I sit down, there's no one next to me, and then 3 girls come and sit next to me. It's their seat, so everything's fine. And then not only do they talk throughout the entire thing, not even related to Ray or anything, and even if it was, they were talking so loudly that I could not hear Ray, and other people were looking at them and kind of being like, all we can hear is you, like shut up. Bear in mind, these girls did not at all seem drunk. They were not drunk, so it wasn't because they were out of control, they didn't seem high, nothing like that, but again, I am just making assumptions. Equally on top of that, I thought, you know what, they're gonna shut up at some point. Then all the sad songs came and I was like, oh, Ray, my goddess, I love these songs so much, they mean so much to me, as they do to so many people. But these were the kinds of girls who were like fake crying for like 2 seconds, and they were like, oh, you're fine, oh, and it was like, it was just like, I actually can't do this. I just physically can't do this. But obviously they were not harming anyone at this point throughout the night, so I was like, you know what, I don't know what they've gone through, maybe they just seriously resonate with this song. Bear in mind, I was crying, I just wasn't like loud about it, you know, like concert etiquette. I was on my ones. I was like, I'ma keep it respectful, I'ma cry, but I don't need no one to like baby me. It's just, I'm living in the moment kind of thing. But whatever, at this point I was like, you're annoying me but you're not harming anyone, so it's fine. And then that changed. So the girls finally get some drinks, and the O2 is like, we were right at the back, like literally on the wall, and it's basically like a downward, the seats are down, they're not like this, they are down. So when you're standing up here, you could literally jump forward and die. You wouldn't get caught, you would go straight flat onto the ground. So these girls had their drinks in their hands, obviously dancing, cool, whatever, they weren't harming anyone. And the girl next to me, and only the girl next to me, the other 2 weren't doing this, her fucking drink was going everywhere. Bear in mind, as I said, because we're like this, we are over people, we're essentially over loads of people. She was getting it all over this guy in front of her, who turned around and was like, hey, you're spilling your drink on me. And then like they made it into like a, oh, ha, ha, like, oh, it's fine, I'm so sorry, whatever. She goes to put it down because she just got told she's splashing it everywhere. I'm sat down, she's sat, she slams it down, and it all goes over me, all over me, and I'm wearing white. The rage that I felt, the rage. I literally tapped her and I was like, you've just spilled it all over me. She goes, sorry, and turns around and continues dancing. I was like, I'm gonna hurt you in a minute, because I know for a fact, had I poured my alcohol on her or her friends, all hell would have broken loose. And that's fair, but at least fucking mean your apology. Anyways, it didn't end there. Then at some point we're all stood up. I think it's like, it's near the end, so everyone stood up even though we're in seated. And I go to sit down, and because this girl has zero fucking spatial awareness, she hits me in the face by accident. She did not mean to. And she goes to profusely apologise, and I'm at that point where I'm like, if I look at you I will cuss you out and I will hurt you, so I'm just gonna not look at you. But I said it's okay, and I just didn't look at her. I was like, it's fine. And she obviously was embarrassed and turned around to her friends and laughed about it, and I was like, the lack of respect and concert etiquette is so fucking annoying. And me and my best friend were having this conversation today of, it's gotten worse. It's gotten far worse since COVID. For some reason you would think it would be the other way around, but no. Because also bear in mind, the girl in front of me was hacking her fucking lungs out and not covering her mouth. What? And then also, like, when people stand up to like move through the line, it's the same girl and her friend didn't move. They just expected someone to squeeze through them. If that was me, I would be terrified for my life, because I would topple over and again splat to the fucking ground of the O2. And it's like, just stand up. I know it's annoying, I get it, but just stand up for a second. Just don't be that person. Please. And another thing was, I had two other people on my left who did not bug me at all during this entire time. They were together. I went alone. I go to concerts all the time alone. I literally went to a concert 2 days before the Ray one, and there was this dad with his daughter and his daughter's boyfriend, and he was like, oh, you're here alone? I was like, yeah. And he was like, that's so cool, I should do that. Bear in mind, this guy's like 50 something. And it's like, I understand that for some reason it's really hard for people to wrap their heads around people being alone and like going out for themselves and enjoying time alone. I honestly would rather that, and that's why I go to them alone, because I don't need to meet new people, I don't need to go with new people, I don't need to go with any people unless it's like my best friend or boyfriend, which I haven't even done yet. I really just don't need to. I enjoy the process of meeting strangers and it not having to be like besties, and also not having to rely on someone else. It was very different back in the day when I started going to gigs. I, you know, wanted to be friends with everyone. You know, it's just a natural progression. But the people to my left of me, although they did not bug me once throughout the night, clearly felt like it was weird I was alone. Bear in mind, I wasn't doing anything strange. I was just sat there. I felt very awkward the entire night because I felt judged from the left of me, and then just annoyed with everyone to the right of me, and like I was gonna get a disease from the front of me, and I was right at the back, so there was no one behind me, thank fucking god for that, because that would have been my absolute last straw. But my point of making this video isn't to shit on these girls because they also were not the only ones. Ray literally, you've probably seen it on TikTok, it went viral, had to separate people from fighting in the crowd. Unfortunately, when you are that talented and open and like that big of an artist, and your music is so diverse that you attract literally every different sort of person, props to her, because she is amazing and she deserves every bit of it. But because of that, you're bound to draw in a lot of dickheads, and also unfortunately the audience to some people that she's collaborated with are not the best. I usually go to gigs and feel very, very safe, feel very welcomed. This was not one of those concerts, and it's nothing to do with Ray. And I'm not saying that these girls made me feel unsafe at all. I just spent my entire night pissed off, feeling judged, and I wasn't the only one. Loads of people were not enjoying their night because of others around them. So my whole point of this is not to, again, to shit on these girls or individuals or anything. It's purely, there is such thing as concert etiquette. And yes, this is coming from someone who has gone to 1 million concerts, who goes to 1 million concerts, who literally goes to like 4 concerts a month. I love going to gigs. The reason I got seated is because I'm getting to that age where I'm too fucking tired to stand up, okay? And either way, it doesn't make a fucking difference. You could still be stood next to an arsehole. I've been stood next to arseholes before in gigs. It's really not that rare. It's actually more common. But please, there is such thing as concert etiquette. If you're in the street, you're not just gonna go and accidentally whack someone in the face. You're gonna have some form of spatial awareness of where you're going, and you're also not gonna grab your drink and be like there's no alcohol in it, because you're aware there's alcohol in it. None of this spatial awareness or courtesy or respect for other people should fly out the window at a gig because you think you are the main character and it's just your experience. You are not the only person there. There were tens of thousands of people in that room. There were people next to you, in front of you, most likely behind you. Have some fucking decency. I beg, I beg, I beg. Because I'm also someone that will just turn around and tell you to fuck off. I've gotten into fights before at gigs. I'm not afraid. I've pushed people. I will tell people to fuck off. I do not have I cannot express how annoying it is when people do not have concert etiquette. It is one of my biggest pet peeves, alongside lacking spatial awareness. So please, please, for the love of God, if you go to a gig, just look up concert etiquette, or you know, just remain a decent fucking human being for like 2 hours and just chill. Just chill out. I'm not saying you don't have to drink or dance or be with your friends or even talk. Just mind your fucking volume the way that you would if you were in a library or a cinema. Just because the music's loud doesn't mean I can't fucking hear you when you're right next to me mouthing and yapping it off. Anyways, as you can tell, this really fucking bugged me because I've been waiting to see Ray for ages. Like I said, I absolutely love her. Her music means so much to me. So to have that night quite literally ruined by dickheads is, as Ray said, that's dead. Because when she saw people fighting and separated them, she was like, don't fight, that's dead. And she was right. So yeah, just don't be a dickhead at concerts anymore, I beg. It's really not that hard. It's, as someone who's been doing this since I was little, it's not that hard. My first concert was at 4 and I had more concert etiquette than these grown ass bitches. So that's all I want to say. I just wanted to get it off my fucking chest because it's been weighing on me. Anyways, I love you guys and I trust that the people who watch my shit and follow me have concert etiquette, so this is not any individuals. It's just a PSA and a rant for me to get it off my chest. I love you guys and I will see you in my next video. Bye.